This video is brought to you by patreon.com/worsttake. Get access to exclusive live streams and Discord servers, on-screen shoutouts, and early access to some videos when you join now. Help make sure that we can continue to make content like this by supporting the Patreon. Links are in the description down below. It's not often that I think a position group plays so poorly that I feel the need to make a exclusive film reaction to just that position. But, you know, I think we got one of those performances from the Browns offensive line. Now, I'm not trying to pick on anybody. I'm not trying to pick on this group. And I want you to understand that there's going to be more bad plays than good in this sample because I'm trying to show you what went wrong. That does not mean that there was only bad plays. It does not mean that I'm trying to act like there was no good plays from the offensive line. And I'll try to highlight some of those good plays as they come up. But understand that I'm pointing out the negative to point it out so we know what the problem is. And unfortunately, some players are going to pop up more than others. So we're going to get it started. All right. So this first play here, Jed gets beat inside by Jadavion. And this looks real familiar. Jed's way too easy to get beat inside, right? It's not even hard. Just give him that swim inside and he's cooked every time. And maybe he'll follow you. Maybe he won't, but he's too easily beat inside. All right, this one right here, I want you to watch Jed and Dwan. Dwan gets beat first, so let's watch him first, and then we'll come back around watch Jed too, because he also gets beat. But Dwan gets beat first here. He gets just beat around the edge by 50 ducks under him, creates the initial pressure. Once that havoc is created, Jadavion beats him inside. Beats Jed Wills inside. The book's out. The book's out. All right. People wonder how offensive linemen can regress or players can regress in the NFL, right? How does Baker look so good his rookie year and then, you know, you get to year 3 with them and it doesn't look good? How does that happen? Well, the book's out. Teams know what you're good at and they take that away from you. And if you can't adjust, then you can't adjust. And in the NFL, you know, in college, some teams might not be talented enough to take what you do well away from you. Some teams might not have that talent. In the NFL, every team has that talent to take that away from you. At Alabama, maybe 2 or 3 of the teams that Jed Wills played had somebody talented enough to beat them inside. But in the NFL, all 32 teams have somebody good enough, especially teams that play you a ton. And you see Jed struggles the most versus teams that he is played a lot in division, right? The teams that are most familiar with them. And it's kind of similar to Jonah Williams. All right. Jed doesn't win, but his footwork. Oh, yeah. I hate this footwork for the quarterback. I don't know what this is, but I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Okay. So you see this footwork for the quarterback. I'll explain why I hate it. This is stupid to me. All right. What they're trying to do is trying to do like a play action counter thing. And they're trying to crease the defense this way. But let's see if they actually accomplish that with this. Yeah, they didn't crease anything. Right. Like they didn't crease anything the way they wanted to. Nothing was open. And then he throws into triple coverage anyway. So, OK, I don't love this design. I think that's the first thing, right? Jed does get beat. You can watch him on 97. He does get beat, but I don't think this is on him as much as it's on the design of the play. Because once DTR goes all the way over here to set his feet, like what's Jed supposed to do? The leverage has been given up because he moved the angle, the quarterback, not the offensive tackle, right? Like he's trying to win one way and secure a pocket, right? That's what Jed's trying to do. I'm trying to win one way, hold him, anchor him down, and get my butt towards here. But since DTR, the design of the play for whatever reason is DTR to sprint right here, now that all that butt angle he been working on goes against him because now the guy can just shoot up field on him because the quarterback's right there. He changed the angles. I hate this play design. And this can't be helpful. Right. And then you're going to see 97 wins this because the angle completely changes. Like if he stays right here, Honestly, if he stays on the seam to do this, he can get the exact same result from that. I don't know why you have to do this. Like, it's not, nobody's convinced. Nobody's scared of your play action enough for this to hurt. Like, maybe if Nick Chubb's in there, you run this with this footwork, but not with Jerome Ford. Nobody cares. Give him the damn ball. Nobody cares. So you just end up blowing an angle for Jed. And this is one you can record and screen cap it and put it there and say Jed got beat. The design beat him on this one, right? I just don't get that. I don't get these designs. Every time they try to do a play action to get a deep shot, it sucks this year. It just flat sucks. They got to stop doing this shit. This one, Joel gets beat pretty bad here. And then Jed eventually gets beat inside, but I think that's fine here, right? Like, yeah, he gets beat, but I think Joel getting beat's the more prescient thing here. Either way, it's a terrible, terrible, terrible decision by DTR. I don't know where this looked like it was open. Where did that look like that was open? All right. I mean, it's a rookie. Okay, this is a good play. You get a clean pocket here. Way to anchor Jed. See, look, nice anchor. Love to see it. Nice anchor. Good double team awareness here by Wyatt Teller. Nice clean pocket. Make him run the arc, Dwan. There you go. Put that hand on him. Use that length. Put him around on that turnstile. Great job there, Dwan. And then good anchor by Jed. Great pocket. Clean. That's what you want it to look like. Unfortunately, we don't have that all the time, right? We have here where Jed oversets, gets beat inside. Now, again, for the love of God, if you get beat inside and you see this twist coming, right? You have help. Jed, they helped you. Jordan's right there. Engage. Like, you get beat inside. That's not, I'm not tripping because you get beat inside. Engage right here. Use the chip to get hands on Clowney because he's quicker than you and he's been beating you inside. Okay, just get hands. What are you waiting for? Why are you trying to size him up as if you have any solution? Like, get hands on him. Get hands on him. It's frustrating. But instead he waits. So he doesn't get hands when Atkins has hands on him. Instead he waits. And, I mean, the result is predictable. It's the result that we've been seeing all game, right? He waits, and then beat inside. And you can say, hey, man, it's not his fault. Joe Batonio's right there with, he knows that. Joe's right there. He has the help for a reason. Just engage when he's chipped. You're lucky that Jadeveon Clowney's the worst tackler in all of football. Ugh. All right, man. Right here, Jed, beat inside, too eager to get upfield. Just get hands. Like, I mean, like, it's a good move by Clowney. And let me give Clowney his props. A lot of people were disrespectful. Good move by him, but in no way should Clowney be moving you like that. Clowney's not that big. Like, Jed, you're too eager to get upfield. You're too eager to get side to side. Just take care of what's in front of you. And that's a note for this whole offensive line. You see this all the time. They're too eager. They're way too eager. It's rare to see a veteran offensive line like this be this eager. This right here, Jed oversets, and then what happens? Beat inside. What am I supposed to say or do about this stuff, right? Oversets, beat inside. It's not even hard. Like that, I don't know who 50 is. He's not working very hard to get this pressure. Just beats him inside. Doesn't even put a hand on him. It's just super easy. Oversets, waiting. Not aggressive enough. Doesn't get hands and then gets beat inside. If you're going to get beat inside, dog, be aggressive. And maybe he's scared to engage because he's not good with his hands either, and he gets beat with his hands inside. He has no solution for getting beat inside. He has no counter. Sometimes he'll at least ride it out, but he has no counter for getting beat inside. And now teams are just scheming it up on him. And like when you play the Ravens, they're going to take advantage of this. We'll focus on somebody other than Jed. Nick Harris. Because it wasn't just Jed that sucked on Sunday. Nick Harris does a whole lot of nothing. Watch what Nick Harris does here. Nick Harris, what the hell was you doing? That was your man. That was your man. Yes. Pat Queen is your man. You are the center. You can't get Pat Queen out the play? Whole lot of nothing. Whole lot of nothing, man. All right. Dwan Jones. Is this good? Oh, Dwan. See, look, I think this is on protections. This is the one I pointed out where he got fooled. Instead, he slides to Pat Queen instead of the edge rusher. Don't know who that's on, but it's on somebody. It's just terrible protection. Oh, yeah. Everybody in a rush to get to look, watch him. My man gets a free ride here. 98. My man gets a free ride right here. Everybody's so eager to go up to this second level. Everybody wants to get up to that second, chase and climb. Let's get to that second level. Let's chase and climb, right? Everybody's so eager to get to the second level. Nobody does a single thing about this 3-tech. Nobody takes care of what's in front of them. Nobody does it because everybody wants to get upfield. Let's get upfield. Don't nobody do a damn thing about the 3-tech. Again, eagerness. It's the whole offensive line. And at this point, you can't act like Bill Callahan's not part of this, right? Look at this. Eager. Like, who had the 3-tech? It's one thing if an edge or a linebacker gets up there free. How does a 3-tech get lost? How does his big ass get lost? Just nobody. Who lays a hand on him? Who was supposed to lay a hand on him? Who lays a hand on him? Joel doesn't lay a hand. Joel touches him. He grazes him. I can't imagine that's the plan versus a 320-pound 3-tech. Nick Harris never gets hands on him. And I think we all see what happened here. For whatever reason, Nick Harris was like, you know what's more important? Roquan Smith. Instead of the damn 3-tech, right? Everybody sliding over, trying to climb, trying to climb. And Nick Harris decides, oh yeah, I'm gonna just create a huge hole here for a big 3-tech to get through. I don't know. And then he trying to get the Pat Queen now. Like, unaware. He's trying to pull the Pat Queen as if he did not just completely blow a responsibility. I don't know, man. It's frustrating. It's not fun. Well, it's kind of fun, but not in a good way. Well, not in a fun way. I don't know. Hope y'all enjoying yourselves. Oh, Posick and Ford here. Is this the Posick and Ford one? No, this ain't the Posick and Ford one. What happens here? This is a little bit of Dwan getting beat. I don't know if Dwan gets beat as much as like DTR does him no favors. Nah, Dwan gets beat here. He kind of just tries to throw Clowney right into him, but Clowney bends and runs the arc. Yeah, Dwan gets beat here. Hey, good job by DTR to get out of that and just get rid of the goddamn ball. Good job. So, congrats there. Oh, this is Posick and Ford. So I don't know what happened here, but you know, something happened here and this is embarrassing. Look at this. Look at this. Pat Queen absolutely murders my guy here. They were too concerned about Roquan Smith, man. Way too concerned. Roquan wasn't really a factor in this game, but you being afraid of him was. Like, because Posick's only holding there because he's scared to death that Roquan's going to come up through that gap instead of like having eyes on who they're sending backside. And then, boom, that man gets destroyed. Good job there, right? All right, this is another one. Let's see what happens here. Oh yeah, Dwan So a couple patterns are, look, Dwan has to figure out how he's going to get downfield a little bit faster because he gets blown by a lot, especially later in games when he gets tired. He has to figure out that for himself. Maybe he needs to get a little lighter because he does get blown by a lot. So that's one thing. And then Jed Wills, what are we going to say? Say it with me, y'all. Jed Wills is beat inside. It's there all day. Look at that, man. 1, 2, stack them up, push them out. It's the same damn move. Jadavion's not doing anything different on him. It's just there all the time, man. And then he fumbles and it just turns into all kind of garbage. Yep. I don't know how many times I said Jed gets beat inside, but it happens a lot. Oh, this is a great rep by Dwan. I want to give him credit here. I think Teller gets beat. Well, not Teller. Joel gets beat a little bit, but Dwan, look at this rep by Dwan. Gets hands, and then look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Use the length, and then he's beat here right by the blow by. And Clowney's trying to beat him with the blow by. But Dwan does a great job getting them long bear claws on him and then running that arc. Way to have him run that arc, right? Run that arc. Use that length, run that arc, and you see that push there. That's a great recovery because he got beat initially, right? Dwan got beat initially because he was worried about that inside move, and then Clowney came back outside, used that speed. But Dwan does a great job recovering here, and this is why Dwan's special. That length somehow made this guy run the arc. It's a great rep, man. That's why Dwan Jones is special. All right, here, another good job by Dwan. Look at that. So 79. It's a great job here. This is a good, clean pocket. And I want to point out here, Wyatt Teller, great job here. Actually, Dwan does a fine job. Wyatt Teller does a better job here. Wyatt Teller sees him going inside and just clears him out the way. Run the arc. Move him out the way. Use his own body. Jiu-jitsu, baby. Right? Clear him out the way. He ain't going nowhere. And that's Jadavion, right? That's how you play Jadavion Clowney. For whatever reason, Jed Wills cannot play him to save his life. But that's how you play Jadavion, right? Wyatt senses him on this little twist. Okay, pick it up. Pick up the twist. Good job here. Picking up the twist. And then ride him out. He going to run himself out the play. That's why Jadavion never gets sacks, because he runs himself out of every play that's ever been created for him. That's how you beat him. Good vet move there by Wyatt. Okay. I hate to say this, but this run game needs to change. We run in this wide zone as if Nick Chubb's here. But guess what, man? Nick Chubb could probably cut this back, break this tackle, and get about 80 yards on this run. But Nick Chubb ain't walking through that door. Kareem Hunt ain't cutting this back. Kareem Hunt ain't breaking that tackle. And damn sure Jerome Ford ain't doing it. We got to start running this wide zone. We don't have Nick Chubb anymore. And that stuff really only makes sense when you have somebody like Nick Chubb who has the elite vision and the elite break tackle ability. But this is what happens when a pedestrian runs it. And unfortunately, Kareem Hunt's closer to a pedestrian than a superstar right now. Nick Chubb ain't walking through that door. We need to accept that. It ain't 2020 no more. Great job here by Dwan. Great job here by Dwan. Not so great by Wyatt Teller. All right, you see Dwan doesn't even get moved here. Just boom, sticks him. And even Jed's doing a good job here. They're helping him inside. but Posick and Wyatt Teller get beat. And it's a sack. Way to recover, Dwan, by the way, right here. This is another one. That's what I like about Dwan. He gets beat, but he stays in the fight. So, again, Clowney's like, hey, my game plan against Jed is go inside. My game plan against Dwan is I'm going to run the arc on him. Well, I'm going to try to get him to, it might be hands to the face. He's got to be careful with that. But I'm going to get him to, I'm going to blow by him, right? And look, Jadeveon wins this, right? He gets the long arm and everything, but Dwan's so damn long that he can push him out the way and make him run that arc. For whatever reason, Jed Wills hasn't figured it out, but you saw it in the course of this game, Dwan Jones figured it out. That's Jadeveon Clowney. Push him where he wants to be. He's going to run himself out the play. Good run there by DTR. I think Dwan does a good job here. And I think Joe does a good job anchoring. Right? He's getting beat pretty bad here early. He lets his guy get hands in the chest. But he does a good job of like, hey, I'm an anchor, give ground slowly. And I think Dwan, he blocks two people on this play, right? He gets Wyatt Teller's man who has him beat. He has a hand on him. And he comes around and stops Clowney and then saves a safety. Yeah, Dwan's the only one I'm like, hey, he's consistently been good this game. All right, this right here, the twist communication wasn't great on this one. Yep. The twist communication was not great here. So they're going to run this twist with Pat Queen and Roquan. So Pat and then Roquan's going to come underneath. And again, once you pass them off, you got to get back over. Pick and roll. Pick and roll. It's just pick and roll, man. It's just pick and roll. And, Nick Harris, no awareness here. You would love to have some better awareness here about Nick Harris. But he's trying to help his man. They're trying to double Broderick. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not too mad at that. But again, pick and roll. Got to communicate the pick and roll out the twist. Got to. That was the offensive line. Not great. Not great. I think we need to accept it's no longer 2020. 2020 Joe Bitonio ain't walking through that door. 2020 Jed Wills ain't walking through that door. JC Treader ain't walking through that door. 2020 Wyatt Teller ain't walking through that door. And only where you can say you're comparable to 2020 is at right tackle. It ain't 2020 no more. All these passing concepts that we have where we got to hold on to the ball because we got the best offense, it's not 2020 anymore. All these run concepts where we're going to pull a bunch of guys and beat them to their spot, it's not 2020 anymore. We don't have Nick Chubb. We don't have that offensive line. We need to do some inside zone. We need to do some quick stuff. We need to do some RPOs. We need to understand that we have an average offensive line at best. It's not 2020 anymore. I know it's been great living in that 2020 shadow, still being happy about that playoff game, but it's not 2020 anymore. That offensive line is no longer the one you remember from 2020. Got to adjust. Got to adjust. And if this wasn't enough evidence for you to show you that it is no longer 2020 on this offensive line, where I go through, I don't know how many plays, but about 25 minutes of plays on one angle of the offensive line. Like, I don't know. It's a lot. That I don't know what else can convince you. It's no longer 2020 on that offensive line. That's fine. Teams go far with not the greatest offensive lines all the time. It's fine. You don't need the greatest offensive line in the universe to put together a good offense. But the question is, does Kevin Stefanski's offense require that? And if it does, can he adjust? Because you're just not getting that offensive line play. 2020, it ain't happening no more. It ain't 2020. You don't got those players. You got to adjust to what you have. And what you have is average. You'll get a great game from Joe Bitonio. I promise you will. You'll get a great game from Wyatt Teller. I promise you will. You might get a game where 4 out of 5 or maybe all 5 play great. But don't fool yourself. It ain't 2020 no more. You cannot depend on that. You cannot depend on wide zone. You cannot depend on the same staples you depended on. RPOs, inside zone. Let's get Deshaun Watson the ball. Let's put him in empty 80% of the time, and let's move this thing. It does not sound like the most optimistic speech in the world right now. But if they do these things, they'll be much better. We'll feel much better. But if they don't, and they try to live like it's 2020, we're going to be talking like we have for the first 4 weeks for the rest of the season, and nobody wants to do that. It ain't 2020 no more. That's my big thing. It ain't 2020. We got to accept that. And that's fine. You shouldn't need the greatest offensive line in the last 10 years to be able to run a functional offense. You really shouldn't. But it's not 2020. And we still acting like it's 2020. It ain't that. This offensive line is not the strength of the team anymore. That's my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Y'all have a great day.